Hi, you guys. Welcome back to my channel. I know you guys really liked the Monat conference coverage, and I came across an unfortunate video on Instagram. I've posted a lot of cringy content as well, so really, what can I say? But I'm also not in an MLM. Convinced I'm a business owner. So it seems to be that the UK has their own version of the US conference. The biggest one that Monat has is their yearly conference that's in the US. People from other countries that Monat is open in used to fly into this conference. I didn't hear of anyone flying in this year for the conference, and why would they? The last I remember hearing about that was way back in, I want to say 2020 or 2021. Basically, the last time they were able to fill up a place. Well, it wasn't even full, actually, so I take that back. Now, if you haven't seen my video covering this year's Monat conference, I'll put it up here at some point for you to go watch, and you can save that for later. But this year was extremely unimpressive. Not only was the event tiny, it was a giant nothing burger. I would say the most exciting thing that would make it worthwhile to travel there would have been to see your fellow Monat girls. That was probably the best part because it didn't seem like they really learned anything valuable. They got preached at, they got indoctrinated even more into their MLM and their faith, and then they walked away with really nothing but some new products, which to me aren't that impressive or that exciting. Personally, I wouldn't even use them because Monat puts fragrances in their products, so that's just not going to be for me. I also don't support MLM, even though they put on screen it's not MLM, it's Monat, as though two things can't be true at one time. It looks like they went to Brighton and rented out a ballroom. So Monat is going through their ballroom phase because they're doing so great. They're definitely not on a downward spiral, guys. They're doing better than ever. There were zero bells and whistles at this event. There were no speakers. There was not an indoctrination station that I saw. It seemed like one of the most unimpressive and uninspiring events that I've ever seen Monat throw. I think even the little events that uplines in all kinds of MLMs, the small events that uplines will throw for their team specifically are probably more exciting than what Monat has offered this year so far. They had one sad little projector screen for everything. So the product launches, the people's stories, they put them on this tiny little presentation for them. And honestly, it looked unimpressive. Like when I saw people on their stories like panning around, people didn't even look excited to be there. It didn't seem people were like the way they perform that excitement for the camera at the US Monat events. And I wonder why that is. I wonder if it's like a slight cultural difference or what, but I thought that was so funny. The awards that they had came in looking super cheap. If you guys remember from this year's Monat coverage, they gave away things that looked like diplomas, like high school diplomas, in a folder. At least it was thick. Like you could tell that they spent a few bucks on it. But these folders that they're passing out on stage look like flimsy little folders, that the ones that nobody buys that are on the clearance section at Walmart. That's what it looks like they gave these people. So, and they're supposed to be excited for that. I'm not jumping up and down. Quite frankly, I would be wondering what the difference is for the awards. Some women were even given jackets, Monat jackets. What a big deal. And they put your jacket on in front of everybody. Don't they do that when you graduate medical school and that's actually real? Even though you have to go do a bunch of stuff after you get your jacket as a doctor. This isn't like that. You get your Monat jacket and then where the hell are you going to wear that? Where are you going to wear that? When you play business Barbie dress up in your room by yourself? When you're taking pictures by yourself for your company that you're not getting paid to post? Is that where you're going to wear that? You're not going to wear it to the grocery store. That's embarrassing. You're not actually a business professional. So where are you going to go wearing a blazer? That's right, nowhere. Or at best, you go to other Monat events and so you can signal to your downline or any of the other sad little peons that they are not like you and they're not a winner. You did what it takes to achieve greatness. You trudged through the slog. Yeah, that's another reference to my other video if you haven't seen it. Why are you here? You need to be able to compare. So make sure you go look at that one. The photo op wall is one of the most sad things that I've ever seen. The background is glittery. That's fine. I love glitter. Cool. But then it's just like a circle sign, like something you would get at what's that store that hates gay people? What am I thinking of? Not Best Buy. I like Best Buy. Not Joann's. Is it Joann's? Michael's? One of those stores. With the crafts, it looks like that. They just slapped it on there. It looks like it's nailed in. They're just like, boom, we're done. But it also, at the same time, looks like a rental backdrop. So they probably didn't actually nail it in. But how sad is that? That is the least effort I have seen. I feel like I've seen smaller MLMs, their conferences, more effort than this UK version. This UK version, I would be upset if I flew out, paid money to stay somewhere for that. There is nothing that I saw, and it's possible there's stuff that I missed. I'm not real familiar with the UK teams, but I didn't see anything that would be worth traveling to. Like, you could have got on a Zoom call for that. Not that you need to, because you can really go to any MLM information or inspirational speech that's already out there and just pretend they're saying Monat, because it's all the same, just with tiny little name differences. Okay, this is something that I found when I was looking for clips of things that went down at this conference. Nothing went down. Spoiler alert. Quite literally nothing happened. But I came across this girl's story, and she says on the screen, sorry, but can we just appreciate the shine in my hair, etc., etc. I'm sorry, let's all look at this together. Maybe just take that down. Because no, we can't see it. No, actually, we can't see it. Like, my hair right now, you see that? Bleached it to hell and back, and now it's black because that's the getaway color, isn't it, ladies? That's the getaway color. And it's still shinier than that girl's hair. And all I put in it was my detangler spray yesterday. Now we have an example of, if you like this hair, go off. Do your hair like this every day just to spite me. But this is fucking ugly. If somebody let me walk around with my hair looking like that, I get that it looks so shiny. If somebody let me walk around with my hair looking like that, I would be upset and they're not my friend. I would know immediately they do not have my bag. I get when people are like, the back of my hair is none of my business. 100%. As long as you're not trying to sell hair products or hairstyling tools. Because you are. You want us to see it. You are proud of this. That's what I'm getting when I see videos like this. You're telling me that you're proud of it. We're bragging, but that's ugly. This was funny if you had seen any of my short form content. I don't know if it's still up there because sometimes I just hate I hate the content that I make, and I feel like you can tell when I hate the short form content I make because it just does not translate the way it is in my head. And so here it says, starting the business day with Q4 planning and getting my 90-day action plan ready. Give me a break. This reminds me of the video I made, like, making fun of myself when I was in an MLM. I was like, oh my gosh, and I had all my books and stuff because I was going to go work on my business at my MLM. Has my mic been off this whole time? That'd be great. Hoping that somebody would see me busy and ask what I'm doing so I could get them into my business some way, somehow, at some point. I know if this girl unfortunately ever came across my video, she'd be like, that's actually not what I would hope at all. That's actually not the case. I don't have to post stuff like this to get people to join. Yes, you do. Because when you join an MLM, you hope, best case scenario would be everybody who comes into contact with you in some way, shape, or form for any reason, joins your business, you are going to be foamy at the mouth. Happy hoorah-rah for that. Because that's what it all boils down to. There are no freebies in MLM, really. There's always an ulterior motive. You don't need to go to a coffee shop to work your MLM. That's like the whole appeal, I'm afraid. You don't need to go there and spend money at a cafe to be successful in MLM. I did it so many times and it did not make me successful, even though I would take the opportunity to make content and make it a big show that, oh, look at me on my break from work. I'm at a cafe sipping my latte of Starbucks that I bought with my money from this business, aka my real jobs. Because my business most of the time was just paying for the products that I was buying every month. That's really just it. That's most of the time at best. Overall, losing money. At best, breaking even most of the time. I saw so many pictures of this Monat sign that's on the stage because there's just not that many actual photo ops at this event. Like there's literally not much, like you can't really make something out of nothing. You can try. You can try. And that's why I saw so many of these pictures of the sign because it's probably the best looking part and the little sparkly backdrop. That's probably the best looking part from this event is so many times I saw this picture and I was like, that's all that's going on is this light up sign. See, they got a little light up sign, light up letters on the stage. Oh, and then you can sit in this chair and take a pic. A little cocktail of vitamin C and Monat energy to bring me back to life today. I feel hungover without the night out and alcohol. I also need to share the offer that was extended. We don't want that. We don't want the recipe to your mom's peach cobbler, bitch. That's one of my favorite ones ever. This event was a giant nothing burger, and yet this Monat boss babe feels hungover after this. It's not even Monations. I don't even know what they call it. Monat UK Cry Fest, because that's all you could do at this event. I hope it was free. I hope they didn't have to pay to go to this. I can understand feeling hungover without the alcohol when you're actually at one of these bigger events. Like when I went to my MLM conference, that's exactly how I felt. A full day of masking and smiling and moving my face and talking to people when I don't want to or have anything to say, coupled with travel, coupled with the area we were in. It could have been an email, honestly. I'm not going to read the entire slide because it's the usual hoorah from MLM reps. There's no hierarchy here. We are all the same with the same want for more. We are mums, dog mums, women who work full time, women who just want to be part of something. There's room for everyone. I'm not sure that there's another industry where you build something for yourself that takes you on a personal development journey. There is. They're usually just called regular cults. Some people feel that MLM is commercial cults. I find myself thinking that quite often because the stars align in that way. What do you mean by there's no hierarchy here? That is part of the design. That is part of how you indoctrinate yourself, is the celebrity status that these higher earning reps get when they're in this company. Let's say I went back to work as a server. Let's say I did that because self-harm, that's what that would be. I go back to work as a server, and the server with the most sales, she's killing it every night. She's selling those desserts. She's upselling the fancy wine of the night. She's doing it. She memorized the pre-shift. Sorry, I'm triggering myself with this one. All right, she hasn't memorized, she has it written down. The pre-shift. She's doing the best. After the shift, am I gonna ask to take a picture with her? No, I might ask her for some tips. I don't need to take a picture with this person and be like, I just met the server that makes the most sales a night at my restaurant. That would be weird and sad. And they might be creeped out by that because it's odd, because they're not a real celebrity. They are doing something substantial for the company, and that's something, that's a thing. But being a celebrity in an MLM, don't put that on your resume. Somebody tell me if this is giving Rachel Hollis. Something I find often when speaking to people about the business is that I'm unrelatable when it comes to my following. People assume that because I have a following, I automatically gain success.
You're unrelatable. What is it about me that made you think I want to be relatable?
It's a huge objection and pushback I face constantly. What I want everyone to realize, to understand, is that if you have 200 followers, you're relatable to a lot of people. If you believe in yourself and you show up and stay consistent, this girl was on TV. That's why she has a lot of followers. She was on TV, and now she's a top boss babe in the UK team. Perhaps. Who knows with the way things are looking for Monat. The problem with her trying to build you up as a normal person with 200 followers, thinking you can't do it because she has so many, the problem with that is that it's true that she did see success because she had such a large market, whether it was right away or whether it was over time. That actually does play a part in someone's success in MLM. I had probably less than 300 followers on Instagram and built it up with a bunch of people who were not interested in me and I was not interested in them, and they followed for whatever unfortunate reason. And that's why my ratio, my engagement on there is so bad, because I don't really know who those 6,000 people on there are. I don't know who they are. I know like this many people on there because they were all from MLM. They probably were on a piece of paper somewhere in a notebook. Under that layer of having a large following is the ability to connect with people and manipulate them. And unfortunately, I do not possess that skill. The peopling skill, like I know how to like turn it on for like a job interview, you know, and like go work. But I don't know how to do it like if we're actually going to be friends. You're going to see a lot of this. And then how do you get people to do what you want from them? That's beyond me. I thought maybe the pouring into people in the dirty language was just maybe the US team. I actually didn't consider teams from other countries also being subject to this weird wording, which I understand to you might not be strange. But when you hear it so many times, you start to think about it and you're like, pouring into people. Because you have to assign words new meanings in MLM, and you're like, pouring into people. I don't want anyone pouring into me, and I don't want to pour into anybody else, especially not my upline. So this is a girl who got to go to headquarters. OMG, super special experience. It definitely makes you closer to being a legitimate business professional. But for now, we'll just pretend. We're going to corporate. We're so excited because what's going to change when you go to corporate? No sleep till founders. These next 90 days are going to change my business, my life, and me for the worse. I just added that last. I've been on such a journey of understanding self-love and what that looks like. That's great if you're not in an MLM. Your job should, a lot of the times, not have this deep of an impact on what you're doing. I understand sales is a bit different, but also a lot of these MLMers say it's not about sales. Because at the end of the day, it's about manipulation, because at the end of the day, they want you on their team. They don't want you buying products. They want you to do the best thing where they're going to get money. Also, RIP to Body, good old beach body. They are going to, I think it was single level marketing. So not going to be the multiple streams of income, the 5 checks a month. Not going to be getting that. It's time women empowered other women and started to love themselves more. Women should love themselves more and stop sacrificing so much. We actually shouldn't have to. Women supporting women isn't what's happening when you get a mom who's postpartum to join your MLM. That's actually you being a fantastically large toilet clogging piece of shit. And actually there's a special place in hell for people who prey on postpartum women and pregnant women. There is a hot seat for you to sit. That's how I feel about that, because I have a very protective mentality when it comes to pregnant women, because I actually think they deserve everything they want, everything they need. And when you're postpartum, all you should be getting is love and support and someone ordering DoorDash for you. You shouldn't even have to do that. I thought this was funny. So you know how these Monat girlies especially pay to have these photo shoots for themselves? I'm sorry if I keep looking at myself in the monitor, but I'm literally in here talking to myself. It gets a little awkward, and the only other person on the screen is me. Me in this picture I'm going to tell you about. I'm boring, baby. All I do is make money and come home. Wow. Talk about a mic drop. This is a true boss babe. She can't even talk right now because she's on the phone making money. You don't need to be able, you don't need to be on a phone call to be successful in MLM. Sometimes I feel like it did help when I got people to get on the phone with me. I feel like that did help because, but also then I feel like half the time people still said no. Because they'd be like, can I think about it? I'd be like, yeah, because I'm a dumbass. Like, of course you can. I don't regret saying, yeah, like letting people think about it. It's just like when it came to the way we were trained in MLM, I was a dumbass. And that's why I wasn't successful. I let people think about it. I let people talk to their husbands. Imagine that. Imagine being respectful about finances with your spouse. That's crazy. That's crazy, right? Okay. And you don't need to go anywhere to make money in an MLM because most likely you won't. But even these top boss babes, you don't need to go anywhere. That's not the part that's making you successful. Recognition for being one of 10 girls who qualified for Tulum in the whole of the UK and in real life. You're proud of that. You don't understand how telling that is that only 10 qualified in all of the UK and in real life. You think that's something to be proud of. There is no real reason if Monat is so successful. They're doing so good. Boss babes up 10 points. If that's true, why are there only 10 exclusive spots for people to go to Tulum? And hopefully Sedona's not there. If you know, you know. All that tells me while they're holding their cheap pieces of paper, well, actually, it looks like poster board cut up into little pieces, but it tells me that they actually can't afford to send more than 10 people to Tulum. And that's if it's all expenses paid. That's the fourth time I had to say that. And then they had a little, okay, and then we're taking pictures with fake newspaper. That's the stuff about Monat on it. And then it says the Business Times. Lux Legacy UK, Monat products are taking the spotlight in London Fashion Week. How sad. The most inspiring girly I've ever met. Sharing her story today made me feel so emotional. Why? I thought it, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. And this is me really showing my ass how uncultured I am. I really thought it was just the Americans who loved the underdog story. The rags to riches. I kind of thought that was like more mostly an American thing, or people who came to America to make it. I kind of just thought we were alone in that obsession with that arc, but apparently not. So apparently we're crying about other people's come up stories that they told at their events. I don't really find it the most professional thing, and this would go for any industry. I don't find it to be the most professional thing for people to trauma dump on stage. So if it's an MLM conference, it's also a guarantee that there is some trauma dumping. Yesterday was so amazing. A day full of exciting new product launches, recognition, and inspirational stories. A glimpse of things to come. All things that could have been in an email and all things that could have been on a Zoom call. You actually didn't need to fucking leave your house to be at this event. And I hope there was no reason to pay. If this was like televised for them, I hope it was free because they do not need to pay for this, especially on top of what any of the little people in MLMs. I'm not saying to like be belittling. I was a little people and I'm fine with that. You're supposed to be an MLM. It's actually designed that way. So here we have a gal pal posing with the products that already launched in the US, but now they get to have them too. So it's really just repeating the same things that happened in the US, just a little bit later. And unfortunately, just like the Monations this year, there were no fun outfits to talk about. I love the way that a lot of these Monat girls at least used to show up in their absolute best. They used to look so cute, so beautiful. They went all out for this event. Not that I think that they should, but we're looking for the positives in the poop pile, okay? And I didn't see that here in the UK either. I was like, maybe there'll be some different fashion choices. Not really. I didn't see so many pantsuits, but they just seemed like they did their hair, their makeup, and put an outfit on and left. And there wasn't really any more thought than that. So that is all I have for you guys today. If there's anything I missed, please share with the class down below. But that is what I was able to find and cover for you guys regarding the Monat UK conference. I don't even feel right calling it that. Meeting, town hall club, volunteer committee pity party. I'm not sure. You call it what you like. If you like this video, give it a little likesy poo. If you have commentary to share with the class, leave that down below. And if you super like this video, share it with your besties and make sure you are subscribed so you get to see all of my videos. Thank you guys again, and I will see you in the next one.